Sup, everyone? I'm Scott, the drummer and singer of Ex Ømerta.
And I would be Spencer, the bassist.
I'm Dale. I'm the guitar player for Ex Ømerta, and we're stoked to be on the Funky Moose Records podcast.
Hey diggers.
Thanks for watching and listening to our episodes. I'm Joel.
And I'm Mark.
Please make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell to get notified when we have new episodes online.
Find us on your favorite platform like Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. And also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And of course, you can get your new and used records on our website, funkymooserecords.ca.
That's FUNKYMOOSERECORDS.ca.
What he said.
Welcome, you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you on this dark Friday night.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
I see two of you are eating. What's on the plate and in the bowl?
So we got a healthy dinner here of sriracha, plain chicken, and rice.
Just the sauce.
That's sriracha.
It's a bowl of sriracha. That's all we got.
I have a whole cup of sriracha here in my glass. In my mug.
Nice side of ranch.
Yeah. What do you got, Spencer?
I got some rice and curry. This chickpea curry. So it's leftover.
You drop something, it's on your lap.
How would you know?
and now vote, guys. Who eats healthier, Scott or Spencer?
Yeah, we should make this a poll.
Yeah.
And actually, the question should be, see if we were live, we could say which one of you guys isn't wearing pants right now.
Yeah.
Both. It's a trick question.
Yeah.
I never leave the house without 3 pairs of pants, so.
And a chastity belt.
Dale only wears those pants that zip off around the knees so that he can quickly convert to shorts and run.
I'm up to about 6 levels of zippers, so I've got shins, knees, thighs, upper thighs, upper thighs.
So you can zip off into capri pants. Got to have that.
Yeah,
on.
that's why. That's why.
You have to go all the way up to banana.
Segment.
Yeah, you keep going higher up onto the Daisy Dukes or what?
Now you know where we actually make our money.
Because this band thing isn't working. So yeah, tell us a little bit about the band. Where did you get started? How do you know each other?
The name. I'm curious on the name.
Okay, go.
Scott and myself met really early on. It was the summer between grade 8 and grade 9. And we played...
What year would that have been, Dale? No.
Oh, geez.
So we can date ourselves.
Was that like 2008?
I think, yeah. It was a little over I think it's 10 or 11 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a really long time. And we were introduced by a mutual friend who was the current bass player at that time, actually, our old friend Cam. And Scott let me be in the band because he thought I was competent. So I did a good job of fooling him. And then
Dale played Eruption, so that was it.
Yeah, I played Eruption for him, and it was like, well, this guy is obviously worth ruining my life by trying to be a musician over. And we played god-awful white boy funk for way too long in that format.
Way too long.
And then Spencer, when Spencer joined, it was probably 2016, and we were still operating under the pseudonym of Ralph.
Ralph?
And he had Ralph.
Oh, yeah, we used to be called Ralph.
Okay.
That was the name of the band from day one.
And then PH.
PH.
Yeah, PH. Yeah.
Oh, the fancy one. Okay.
Yeah, the classy way of doing it.
Little tangent. Luckily, around the same time, we were realizing that Ralph was not a great band name. We also caught wind of another Canadian artist based out of Toronto who was starting to use the name Ralph, and she was like so much more popular than us at the time. And we actually started getting emails from Factor about like getting accepted to South by Southwest. And we're like, whoa, this is awesome. And I was talking to Dale, I was like, man, I didn't know you applied for this, but this is awesome. We're going to go to South by Southwest. Government's paying for it. Woohoo. And then we found out that Ralph was not, in fact, us. Our name had been taken from us. And
unceremoniously.
Yeah. So then we kind of had to change our name after that anyways, but we were kind of losing our affinity for it along the way.
Yeah, at that point, Spencer had joined within I think the last year of that happening, and he was a bass player with a distortion pedal. And so we were like, "Oh, well, we're gonna be heavy."
It was a fuzz
anyways.
pedal, Dale. Let's be accurate.
Was it a fuzz pedal at that time? You were way ahead of the game.
Yeah.
And so that was that was the beginning of 2017 that we changed the name. Met Mike Nash, who would go on to produce our first album. And things seemed to be pretty clear from that point on that we would not be a funk band after all.
Dale immediately went out and bought way more pedals.
I just lost my mind after that point.
I think when we were a funk band, all you had was a wah.
I had a wah and I had a delay because we played a John Butler trio song one time, and I was like, "Oh, I know what I need."
I thought you said a wah there for a second.
No, wah.
Oh, wah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
W-A.
We already had those.
Yeah. If we had the WAP like 5 years ago, we would be much further along than we are now.
True.
Oh, okay. I thought
that was it. End of story.
Oh, sorry. So yeah, I mean, we met Nash. We went on to have a little bit of a pre-production week with him in Spencer's cabin in 2017, and that just put us on the path of making the music that I think we actually wanted to, but we kept. You know what? This is going to sound douchey no matter how I say it, so I'll say it the first way I was going to. We kept upping the ante for ourselves.
You're right. That does sound douchey.
Thanks, man. But we just realized that we kept sort of upping the standards for ourselves. So it was about a year later that we actually got to get back into a recording setup with Nash and record the album. So it took us quite a while after that, but we wrote Sink In and a couple of other songs that we that are now relegated to just being live songs, and went out to go record a 3-song demo with Nash that turned into recording 12 songs, and then we only cut one, so lucky us.
Which one did we cut?
The one about pills. I can't remember what we wanted to call that.
Yeah, I forgot about that song.
Yeah.
I think we all did.
Good thing you answered that question, because that was very I was relearning about our own band as you were going through that. I was like,
I think Ronnie wanted me to tell the same chronological version of it when I was on his thing last week, so I was just fortunate.
Yeah, I watched that. I'm like, I remember that happened.
Yeah.
What an exciting
yeah. So who came up with the name?
That was a joint effort. That was I really wanted the word or the letter X in front of the name for some reason. And I think we all just jointly managed to tie it together and make it, give ourselves a good reason for having X in front of the name, because Ømerta, the mob term that I learned from a Lamb of God song, and I think that's where everybody learned it.
Oh yeah.
Was it was just our way of saying, kind of talking about sticking to the family of music, sticking to working with just us three at that time, and then that has slowly branched out into our unique way of writing and working and touring and everything with a very small group of people that we feel like we can be 100% candid with, and they, I think, have grown to feel that way with us. And so yeah, it's just been about not letting outside voices have too much of a say in what we do, because I think what we do is pretty cool.
Sweet, man.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because Ømerta is Italian for code of silence.
Yeah.
That's the definition of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So then wouldn't the Ex Ømerta be like
No more code of silence.
no more code of silence?
Yeah.
If you read them both together that way, it sounds like that. But at the time,
Yeah.
We're
it
also
was
a very loud band.
Yeah, my justification for that little thing was, we're like super loud and obnoxious on stage. So I was like, even if they see through this logic, it still works. It just depends on who we're talking to. So good job, guys. You solved the puzzle.
And I'm an idiot. Sweet.
join the club.
Want to listen to our podcast on the go? Why don't you check out the Pamu Slide earbuds? They're wireless, come with a charging case, and you can change the volume with touch controls, pause, play, and skip songs, and you can talk to Siri or Google Assistant without touching your phone. They're more affordable than the big brands and are comfortable to wear for extended periods of time, and they sound fantastic. Pick up a pair at fmr.fm/PAMU. That's fmr.fm/PAMU.
Want to sell your band's merch, CDs, records, or digital files on your own website? Check out our partners at Shopify. With over 1 million e-commerce sites on their platform, Shopify is the place to be to sell your stuff. They have free and premium themes, an app store to expand on your site. They take care of payments for you, and you can register your domain name all from one dashboard. They have a fantastic support team, and you're supporting a local Canadian company. Sign up for the 14-day free trial at fmr.fm/Shopify. That is fmr.fm/Shopify for a free trial.
I'll be honest too, I'm not too familiar with some of the names of your guys' songs, because as you saw what I posted on Instagram earlier, there was that live concert thing on YouTube or whatever, right? I got about halfway into that. So like, I don't know what the names of those songs are, but I did listen to Sink In, because I watched, there was like 3 videos that I watched as well on YouTube. So, but out of the ones that I listened to today, like, do you remember that concert that I was watching?
Yeah, so I'm actually really glad that you said that you didn't know the names of those songs, because those are songs that we don't play anymore for the most part. I think the few of them that did make that show, that was us playing live at the Roslyn. So Riley Saunders and Kevin Repay's project that has taken on a life of its own in its own right, and gotten a lot of Winnipeg artists in front of many more people than we would have been able to on our own at the time. But the 3 songs that we did play that are still that we still champion would be Sink In, Blue Lips, and 10 out of 10, which were the ones that we thought we were going to record a 3-song demo with Nash for a few weeks after that show was aired, because it was a live stream show. And so the rest of those songs have actually just kind of fallen by the wayside.
Oh yeah, I guess so. But one thing that's cool about that show is like those were the versions of those 3 songs, Sink In, 10 out of 10 and Blue Lips, that I don't think they got like too much like editing in studio when we recorded them. So they might be a little bit different from the record, but not much. Maybe like we cut out some of the fat, you know.
That's true.
It's kind of like
I think there is some like difference to that live performance to the album. Some vast difference.
Oh, really? You think it's vast? Eh? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's pretty vast.
Was that you guys?
Oh, you think it's vast, huh?
Get over here.
Yeah. How long ago was that, you guys?
That
About
in 2018.
Yeah, that was about 2 years ago.
Yeah,
It was right
like
after we changed the name.
I don't know. We can check YouTube.
There we go.
Yeah, right. Does it feel that long because of COVID, or does it only feel like a year ago?
It feels really long, but everything does in the through the lens of COVID.
Yeah. Days just like, I probably like the same experience for everybody else, but like the days just blur together. Like you wake up, you do your thing, and then you might go to bed late, or you might stay up later, and then you wake up again, and then you remember back to the previous day, and you're like, oh, I did that earlier today. And then you get confused.
Yeah, I've been
like,
in a drunken haze since March.
That was last week. So it's weird.
It is weird. Yeah.
So how are you guys coping with the whole COVID thing?
We during the initial phase of COVID, like we were just on the road when all of this stuff started to happen. So we'd toured Western Canada at the beginning of the year, and actually the day that Live Nation said that they were canceling all of their tours sort of indefinitely was the day that we announced our next tour. So we were a lot more optimistic than everybody else in the industry at that point.
Yeah, the Manitoba optimism that is currently coming back to bite us.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
So how have you guys like gotten together and jammed since fucking COVID started?
Yeah, we sorry, so I totally forgot where I was going with that. Through like the summer, the spring and everything, we were getting together and writing still. Obviously we didn't have any real reason to rehearse the old songs at that point, but that kind of allowed us to get a huge cache of 20 or 30 demos and probably 7 or 8 songs that we'd considered to be ready to play, ready to work into a final recording of. And so that's how we've been spending all of our time in the lockdown. And then it was only recently that our province in Manitoba, they started encouraging, not socializing with people outside of your household. And now just today that was really formalized into the new measures where we are not allowed to visit anybody outside of the household.
Not even if it's like, is it like a specific number of people in the household? Like here,
I think you're allowed like one visitor or something weird like that.
Really?
Is this some new update? I don't think I'm.
Yeah,
Changes all the time, but I haven't followed it for the last like day or two, so I don't know if I'm aware of whatever.
Yeah, the new one is
they're
like
adding new restrictions every single like 3 hours, so it's kind of hard to keep track.
Right. It's fucking confusing.
Yeah, you have to watch their live stream every day.
Yeah.
You're looking for fucking YouTube subscribers or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But
yeah, the new one here, it's like we can't visit anyone outside the house, and we can gather publicly as long as you have 5 people or less.
Right, that's what it is.
So
I
guess we can still put shows on.
yeah. Our audience will be 2 people. Yeah. There was a period we had a pretty good summer in Manitoba, so things opened back up again. And during the summer, we were able to do a show back in June, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, at one of the venues here, and it was half capacity, and it was like a lot of bands were starting to do it again back in Winnipeg. So, and things were looking really good for a while. So we had that, but then after that, it was all writing, like Dale was saying, which is good in its own right. And now that I'm remembering back to when COVID first really kind of hit, like back in February no, it would have been like March of 2020.
Yeah, March.
We were in the middle of mixing our Second Take Sessions record. So that was taking up our time for like the first 2 months, from like March to whenever. Can't do my calendar months right now. But I'm one beer in, guys.
Yeah.
All days run together.
Yeah. That was a really cool endeavor that took up a lot of time because we had never mixed a record before. And we had done, it was like, I don't know if you guys have checked it out, but it was a live off the floor record that was all of the songs off our debut reimagined in like more of an acoustic
Right,
setting.
that's all those black and white videos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we
I about 4 of those. Yeah.
Yeah, we were able to work with a good friend of ours and go to his like Studio 23, it's called. It's out in St. Anne's, kind of right before the pandemic hit. And then we were able to occupy ourselves by working on those videos and mixing that whole record. So that was a good way to spend our time during the first few months as well.
Yeah, and I think we thought that it was kind of like, oh, okay, we have to put one tour on the back burner right now, but once we're done mixing and we put this thing out one video at a time, the world's going to be all cured and better again, and we'll go back on the road. And so, yeah, so we've just been just writing more, and we've got a big cache of songs ready and a few ways to conceptualize a couple of the songs into their own little ideas right now. So hopefully by the time we do that and put those out, then we'll be all better again.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Can I ask a little bit about the writing process then? Like, are you guys getting together to do that, or are you guys kind of do, like you said earlier, like FaceTime calls, or like how are you guys doing that?
Yeah, so now a lot of it is FaceTime calls and Zoom and things like that. And like we're set up. I just got my own little home writing set up together. But before that, like the record that we did, the first album, it was all like we had the three songs that were ready to go before recording. And then I think the rest of it was like 3 days that the rest of them got written. And it was, it has its own characters that are inherent, I think, to writing that way. And so being made to switch over to the process that we're in now, which is more like we're all writing all the time, and whoever can get together gets together to work on them. But it's, instead of being in a room playing together, it's more, here's the song now, Scott, put your kind of twist on the drums or whatever, and also add your vocals, or Spencer play the bass part the way you would play it, or Dale play a guitar part the way you would play it.
Yeah.
There's
Jack here for a minute.
Yeah.
Like I think our writing process too, like what Dale was saying, when we started with the record, it was organic, everybody in a room, kind of like a band writing as a band would. And we were starting to naturally kind of shift towards taking writing outside of the rehearsal room and really just focusing on writing like kind of one piece at a time. I know for me, like singing and drumming, a new song in particular, and like trying to kind of write lyrics off the cuff, but then also write a drum part and then also be paying attention to what everybody else was doing. That got more and more challenging, and felt like we were not paying enough attention to like the fine intricacies of each part that way. So we were kind of making that shift from or kind of organic band writing to still writing as a band, but now it's a little bit more calculated and like throwing stuff into a DAW and working off that, and then taking some time to like reflect on what we just wrote, listen back to it a billion times, and then tweak it.
Yeah, I think it was that reflection that kind of let us see maybe a little bit behind the curtain of what makes the songs we really like really exciting. And it's been a big challenge, but there was I think that we've gotten to a point where we've gotten into the swing and the flow of how to write the way that we're writing right now, and still make it just as exciting as anything that we've been stoked to put out in the past. So as much as I can't play the drums, I can make a really awful little downbeat pattern in Ableton and hope that it's good enough that Scott's like, oh, this is what he's trying to do.
Yeah. Building off each other's strengths, or no, supplementing their weaknesses. I don't know.
Yeah.
Failures, let's put it that way.
Yeah. Competencies as a group.
So, okay. So in creating a song, the way you guys are doing it or explaining that you're doing it, once it's completed, like you guys obviously want to play it, get in the same room together and hash it out, right? So is that happening too? Like, when's the last time that happened?
The last time that happened was we had a show booked for October 15th. And it was sort of the second time that where we live, it was looking like we were about to get back to maybe not normal, but something paralleling normalcy. So we got together for a couple of rehearsals leading up to that, and got to hash out some of the material that we'd been working on, and get the backing tracks right, and get the performances sounding the way that they're supposed to sound. And what was interesting about that, as opposed to the first album for me, was like the first album was, I think we did actually get out of the studio and go play a show and just play the songs, like just go do it. And then that evolved to wanting them to sound as good as they could to justify the album, adding a few tracks and things like that. To now, it was kind of funny getting in a rehearsal space to play the guitar parts that I had played, and trying to play the song back through the speakers and be like, what was that chord change that we did right there? Like, what was that key change that's supposed to happen here? I can't remember it anymore. Yeah. Just because the process changed so much. It went
a lot more to like adding synths in some of the new songs, which we've never really done before. So hence some of like the backing tracks, because we cue those live. And then also the parts that we would record would be like recorded, and then we would retrack parts, but it wouldn't be like always us going through and like playing the whole song. So you wouldn't get that kind of muscle memory. It'd be like, oh, Dill, retrack this 5 seconds, or like you splice in this like quick line, or re-edit like a drum program. A lot of what we're doing now is drum programming, just because of the times we're in. Like we can't really access a studio right now. So then going to the rehearsal room, and then exactly what Dale was saying, like trying to learn the part that we wrote is like kind of funny.
Yeah. And I think for me, at least, even more fundamentally maybe, is just like the songwriter part of my brain has had to be, and I think of all three of our brains have had to be much more active in writing these new ones, because it's almost like okay, like we can't just necessarily default to like, this is a song at 190 BPM. Like just try to keep up and try to make that trying to keep up come through the recording. It's more just writing songs now. And so that's been its own sort of learning curve and created its own character for the new stuff that we're working on, which I think initially was a bit of a learning curve. And we definitely had a few experiences of getting to the walk hard army of didgeridoos type ideas at first, but I think that we've overcame that and gotten to a more reasonable, like, okay, this is how things are supposed to sound, and this is where we know that we're getting carried away and we have to bring ourselves back down to earth.
Yeah.
So we've learned a lot through the process of having to write this way, which I think only makes us a stronger band in the live band setting. Yeah,
it's funny and a lot of this paralleled too when we got decent at mixing, because through the second take session. So that like started queuing up the producer parts of our brain, and then as soon as you start writing on a computer, like you have limitless possibilities, right? You have like, you can download any sound you want. You can get sample banks from like amazing producers. You can record like you scraping a knife against like a knife sharpener in the kitchen and then throw it into your DAW and it works. So there's so many possibilities that you can start going down like this crazy rabbit hole that we never were doing before. And it's led to some really cool different sounding stuff, but then also you can get really like tunnel vision in that sense. So yeah, so like dialing back what we've been doing and then being like, oh wait, we're still a band. We have all these tools at our disposal, but that doesn't mean we should necessarily use them.
Yeah, because eventually you'll have to go on stage and those sounds are not going to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like so many bands now also play with like tracks, right? Like some of the top bands, like 21 Pilots, like Imagine Dragons, like those are considered rock bands, right? But so much of what they're performing a lot of real stuff, and it's really great. But so much of what they're doing is also coming through tracks too. So it's also finding a good way to like make a marriage between how much we want live and how much we want in the digital world.
Right.
Yeah. I always look to the artists and the producers and musicians that we try to take something from, but inject our own personality. And like, just for a funny story like that, like I watched a little video and it was like a behind the scenes on the production of No One Knows by Queens of the Stone Age, which is just a group whose music has always been super inspiring for all of us. And their producer, Eric Valentine, he played some raw tracks from the recording of that song. And there was like a track where their lead singer and songwriter like played this like clarinet part in the choruses that was just, it was like objectively like one of the worst things I'd ever heard. But it was probably just one of those times where you get that tunnel vision that Scott was just talking about, and you just want to build and you get these weird ideas of how to go about doing that. And then, it was probably one of those cases where it was like peeling back that veneer and being like, okay, wait, like we're a rock band. Like, what are we trying to do right now that let them sort of break through that? So I've definitely seen parallels to that in the last few months.
Still haven't tried a clarinet yet. So
no, it's funny too though, because like they went down that rabbit hole, like Kotza, but they came out of it with that amazing symphony section that like totally climaxes the end of the bridge, and they probably never would have had that if they didn't do a bunch of dorky stuff in studio and like make a bunch of terrible sounding things along the way.
But I just can't envision Josh Homme with the clarinet.
It's a really funny juxtaposition to picture a 7 foot tall ginger with a clarinet. But
wait, he was playing?
I don't know how tall he is.
No.
Oh shit!
He's 9 feet.
Yeah, he's 9 feet exactly.
TFG.
Did you see that? Did you see his video? I forget the title of the song, but it was his solo project, and he's roller skating through some weird, messed up scene. No,
I don't think I've seen
I don't
Josh
even.
Homme on roller skates, but I would
Yeah.
love to.
do it. It's black and white and it's super weird. So
Amazing.
actually, now that I think of it, him with a clarinet,
Might in his realm.
It kind of works.
I didn't even know
And
that he
roller
had a
skates.
solo project. I'm out of touch, guys.
but this was last year or a couple years ago. What?
I just shit myself in reeks. That's why.
Nice. That's how we do it too.
I'm just looking at him like, when's it coming?
Yeah.
Wow.
No windows to roll down there.
No, the next window over is pretty far away. Are you looking at the video?
I'm trying to find it here. Do you know the name of it?
I just said I don't. I think it was last year. It was some weird project. Okay.
There's a black and white here called I Love You, Lord, 4 years ago, but he's not on roller skates.
No, it was not that long ago.
I'm on the hunt too, boys.
Me too.
One of the pitfalls of having 25 musical projects at any given time.
Yeah.
What was that one called?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. How has been the COVID stuff for you guys? I'd love to know too. Just being also working in music in a different realm. Like, how has that been?
Actually, this year has been very good for us because everything we do is online, right? And with brick and mortar record stores closing down, record collectors still want their fix, so they shop online. And luckily for us, Saskatchewan didn't shut down online stores. So we've been fortunate enough that we've been able to stay open throughout this whole thing.
Yeah, that's amazing.
We had a few issues because most of our suppliers are in Ontario, and they shut down, May till whatever. But the big labels like Sony, Warner, and Universal, they stayed open. So we were able to get an account with them and get the record directly from them, which was a bit of a challenge. But it helped us stay open, so we just made it work.
Yeah,
And,
that's awesome. I think
yeah.
that
Actually,
paralleling.
today I saw that Toronto is
Said than done.
shutting down again. What's that?
Easier said than done.
Oh.
I don't know. That's the one.
Ah,
He found it. He found it.
Oh, you found it.
Yeah.
It's called Easier Said Than Done. Is the video.
All right.
Is he skating around in like a, what do you call that? A straight jacket?
Yeah, he's in a straitjacket, roller skates, in like a black room with balloons, and some teacher with a ruler stick is like chasing him.
Oh,
This sounds
wow.
dangerous.
Do we watch it now or do we have to wait?
Yeah. We could.
We'll link to it in the descriptions, but
Yeah. Okay. So
because
Yeah.
if we do it now, then we'll get in trouble with the YouTube police.
yeah, that's true. It'll come.
The blockers, Scott,
Yeah.
as Rick Beato would say.
We had which episodes did we get flagged for that?
Oh,
Weapons
Cool.
and Northern Royals, I think.
and
no,
the
not
one
Oh
with
no.
Weapons for sure. Who was the other one?
Weapons, Northern Royals.
It was them. So we like during the episode we asked like, "Hey, can we play that single that you're coming out with or whatever?" And of course we get the permission to. So we would like slap the video on at the end, and both times like within how long? 5 minutes.
Yeah,
after
it was
it's-
barely uploaded,
and we
it
get
was
flagged right away. And then there's like they're threatening to like, what? Not sue, but what is it?
No,
They're
no.
threatening to.
You're not able to monetize the video, and there's
Yeah.
this video,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
But
we
you
had
can-
that. I tried to upload our stuff to SoundCloud once, and that was a several week battle to figure out the logistics of having to do that because I don't know. It was like our distributor or something had already registered the copyright, and then they were like, "Oh well, I don't know. I don't really care if you guys do that." And I was like, okay, but according
You
to
need a
SoundCloud,
formal permission to do it, I think.
Well,
yeah,
You need to go through the right channels for it to like the algorithms to not flag it.
exactly.
So what we did, in the video itself, in the live video, we asked for permission and then put the video itself right after it. So in the first time that happened, I think it was with weapons. The video got flagged and I disputed it, saying that, well, if you watch the video right before we play it, we get permission from the band, so it should be okay. And it took, I don't know, 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks or something. And they removed the flag, so fine and dandy. So later,
we do it again.
So we do it again with Northern Royals, and in the video, Joel was not very nice to the YouTube police. He was kind of being a dick about it.
Well, I thought it was a dick move on their part, but
yeah. And then so I disputed it again. I told them, well, we get permission. It's in the video. Yada yada. But then then they actually said, no, this is our video.
Was it because Joel was like filming the YouTube police? Like he was like,
maybe.
am I free to go?
yeah,
Am I being detained?
Yeah. I know my rights.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
A sovereign YouTube citizen.
Sovereign YouTube citizen.
But so yeah, we've been talking about how to try and get around that, and what we've loosely come up with so far
Is we gave up.
the way he gave up. I'm like, fuck YouTube. But anyway,
Don't say that, man. This video will go down.
so the way I think to get around it is that we wouldn't be able to do it on YouTube, but on the other platforms, right? Like on just the audio, we could potentially play the song, right, on the podcast there. But on like the visual YouTube or something, like we
haven't been flagged there yet. So
but it's just and
because
it's more
we're doing
editing,
it and
right?
not get caught doesn't mean it's legal.
That's right, and it's more editing to do too. So we're just kind of like,
Yeah, so it's
The
just
joys of fighting algorithms and not humans, right?
exactly.
We're kind of making like YouTube inception videos right now. We're talking about what you're going to upload and how it might get taken down. And I feel like with somebody who watches this, they'll just do a quick Google search and figure this all out. But I'm still open to talking about it for another 15 minutes because I like it. I don't know. I have never searched it.
Yeah, no, let's conspire against the blockers. Like, come on.
Yeah, we could, or we could just not go on YouTube and do it on Facebook.
we could just do like I was saying before, like a live. We could do
Go
live.
live. Yeah, make them fight you in real time if they want to do that. You want to take me down? I'm right here right now.
Come at me, bro.
Come at me, bro. Don't tase me, bro.
Well, I actually, in an ideal world, we would be here with the band.
Yeah, you
and
guys
they would
would
have
be
their
sitting here with
instruments
us.
and jam out.
Ideally is where we're wanting to take this, but COVID's not letting us, right?
Yep.
Yeah, true.
And I mean, that might not work for you guys to come here unless you play a show in the area and then you drop by here.
As soon as COVID's over, I would love to do that.
For sure.
We tried to book a show there actually in the fall as well. And there was a point where it looked like that might happen. So I don't know who screwed that up for us, but you guys should go find them in a video game.
And throat punch him.
In a video game, yeah.
Where were you planning to play?
The Capitol.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
League of
that
Wolves.
place.
League of Wolves.
Yeah, League of Wolves are good buddies of ours, and that's who we went on our Western Canada tour with back in January/February. And, made good buddies with those guys, crashed at Liat's place and threw up hungover in the morning. And then, had a real good time with them, though. They're buddies of ours. And it was cool to be able to learn from them and to just to be able to party and play with some like-minded individuals.
Yeah, they were episode
I don't remember.
36, 37.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah,
they're one of the tightest bands I've seen live. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
They're amazing.
Leah's originally from Prince Albert, which isn't too far away from here. And I was telling Leah how I remember like back in high school going to one of his house parties in Prince Albert, and like the whole night we didn't officially meet, but that whole night there, I was there for maybe 2 hours, maybe 3. I don't know. It was a blur. But the whole night he was playing the guitar in front of like 2 feet in front of his speaker, like remember the big fucking speakers there? And he just played guitar all night.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like my memory of him back in like grade 11, maybe 12. I don't know.
And see where he is now.
And look where he is now. Yeah, for sure. Still doing
That's
it.
really cool.
Yeah, still do the same thing.
I was an idiot and didn't grab my charger, so I'm gonna quickly turn off my camera and run around my house frantically trying to find it. But you guys keep going.
we can find out
leave
if
the
you have pants
camera
on.
on. Leave the camera on. Go
Okay,
find it.
okay.
We want to watch you
Put it
run.
in your closet, Scott.
Look at that little butt.
Your closet.
Hate to see him go, love to watch him leave. Am I right? Fellas, am I right?
You got that right, Dale. I'm with you all the way, my friend.
Thanks, Spencer.
Always got your back, man.
Yep.
No, but hell yeah. If you guys are coming out this way, hit us up for sure. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of unfortunate. It's super unfortunate, the timing of all of this, but especially like we've done a few tours going east. So playing Thunder Bay, Peterborough, Toronto, all of those sort of satellite GTA cities. But January was our first time getting to go out west. And completely different animal, and just really refreshing to be able to do something that didn't involve obviously either, a 30-hour drive or like flying to go do a show. It was really nice to be able to do it because we didn't have to have those things in mind. And then also just like we're from a Western Canadian city, being able to go out and play shows in a similar cities and just with people who it felt like they just on a personal level in some ways we had a little bit more common ground with. It was super cool. And so that was like one of the biggest daggers about this happening when it did. It was like, oh, we were just about to go back and be able to play those places again. And we had some more media stuff lined up and stuff too. So it really sucked to not be able to do it. But yeah, as soon as we're able to, like, we'd love to be going back out there again. Like I said, we planned on having this like one-off Saskatoon show in the fall, and it just so happened that people were still getting COVID, so we couldn't.
It's funny that you mentioned that Western Canada is different from Eastern Canada, because we were talking to Tyler Gilbert last week, and he says the same thing, and it's not just Canada, it's also in the US.
Yeah, he does say that US is the same there too, where East and West is like there's a noticeable difference.
Yeah, I guess Western people are just more laid back.
Yeah, it's more spread out. It's a little bit slower moving, but it's got just a different character. Like, I love going out and playing in Toronto and out east in general, but it's got its own charms, and the West definitely has its own charms.
Where did Tyler say that crazy girl? What city was that?
Salt Lake City.
Do you guys ever play there?
No, and it sounds like I guess we probably shouldn't.
Well, if you want good stories, go there.
Yeah, if you want to meet some interesting people, go play the venues out in Salt Lake.
Yeah,
well, I'm sure he already has if he's toured that extensively. But if he hasn't played here and he wants more crazy stories, tell Tyler to play in Thunder Bay, Ontario.
Will do.
Okay, he's probably watching this.
Yeah, he'll be watching.
We'll make him watch.
Thunder Bay is just a
where all of
weird
the
place.
McIntyre clan lives. All of Dale's ancestors.
Yep.
Dale
I told the guys.
told us
What's
about
that?
as we were driving through Thunder Bay that. How old are you? I think it was like grade 7 or grade 8 when you.
Oh no, this must have been this was someone else. This wasn't me that told this story. I don't think.
He like.
Now I wanna hear it.
Spider-Man 2
Now I
had
wanna-
just come out, and Dale had gotten a costume. Hey, are you probably wearing grade 7, grade 8? Maybe 7 or 8.
I think
I
I was
know.
in grade 3, but
He was
okay.
18, and
I'm pretty sure it was like last week. Come on.
Every
I
week.
guess
Yeah,
Dale
it
got red
was-
glasses for
It was the
Christmas.
7th or the 8th, right?
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah.
Exactly. There we go. That's where the noise came from. But Dale had gotten wet blasters for Christmas. And so all throughout the following summer, he would parade around Thunder Bay with his web blasters and just wreak havoc on the city.
Okay, but like, hold up. I had the whole costume to go with it. I didn't just walk around with web blasters like a fucking weirdo. I had
And he
the
also
full
had a
Spider-Man
Spider-Man
costume.
2
Full day
that you watch
clothes.
daily.
That sounds like
Hero
a music video.
was on the
game.
soundtrack. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
That
were,
could be
you were
the
in
next
his
music video.
photographer mode. The coolest mode.
That is the coolest mode to be in.
Didn't Post Malone do something for Spider-Man? You should do something together.
I'm still trying to go reach back to the original Spider-Man and get Chad Kruger to work on something with us.
Yeah. Post Malone keeps calling. We just don't answer. We just never line up.
Yeah, you just
No,
wait-
it's like shoot for the moon, right? Land
Yeah.
among the stars.
Isn't that a lyric in one of his songs?
yeah.
In post songs? Okay, maybe we should work for them.
Actually, I saw a picture of Post Malone today wearing a Coulter Wall t-shirt.
Ooh, that's someone I got to check out more, actually.
Joel is looking at me like, who the fuck is Coulter Wall?
Yeah.
He's a Saskatchewan country blues artist.
All-star.
All-star. Sure, we'll go with
Just
that.
an all-star.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't even know who tweeted it, but I saw the picture and I was like, oh, that's cool.
I think I might have saw that too. Wasn't that Matt Blaze?
I think I retweeted it, so you might have seen
Maybe
it.
that's where I
Yeah.
saw it.
Yeah, you guys have a great pedigree of musicians out there.
Yeah.
Like per capita, you guys have to be like the highest like all-star musician turnout ever, I think.
Yeah, because there are no people and all of them are artists.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's some good people here. We need to get Coulter on the show.
We should. I was just looking at this thing.
I was
here.
just are you listening?
Not really.
No. So you guys hang out with Northern Royals occasionally? Well, not.
That's what I hear.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, there are like some of our BFF band musician type people. I was actually just with Evan right before this new round of lockdowns came into play. We just met up for a nice socially distanced beverage and to discuss some ideas for some musical stuff that we've been sort of jamming on, and we'll probably just end up in a saved zip file to go nowhere, you know?
Oh yeah. And then 10 years later, it's like, oh, yeah, with it.
Just so
It
nihilistic,
sounds so
right?
promising. They'll go far.
Isn't that where the best songs end up? In
Yeah.
a zip file on
Is
a
it
hard drive
right?
somewhere?
It is. Back catalogs are the strongest catalogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you lose the hard drive or you drop it in water.
Yeah.
And then you
Or
just
it
have to
gets
trust Dale,
corrupted.
though. You got to trust him.
Yeah.
Just trust
lost
me.
hard drives, but I never dropped them in
You're not
water.
going to actually hear him. Just trust him.
Yeah. They're really
Just put all your faith in me. I got this. Okay, I guys, I lost it.
We're in
Put all your faith in me, and it's gone.
Always have a backup.
A what?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what language that was.
Oh, I forgot what the hell I was going to say. I was gonna throw it back a little bit. We were talking about the YouTube thing again. I was gonna bring it back to the playing the song at the end of the YouTube video.
This is Joel. He does this a lot.
I'm such an idiot, you guys, and I'm sorry.
We've moved on 13 topics, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that YouTube video."
I'm like,
this is why he wasn't listening for so long.
Oh, this is usually how we start the show.
Yeah, what are you guys eating over there? No, I was gonna give a shout out to Joe there, because one of the ideas we had to get the music played was through Joe at LimboCast, right? So he's got a few radio stations out there, one in the UK, one in Germany, and one in the States. I'm not sure where, but essentially, like, if you send him your MP3, he can like play it on the radio for you too. So that's kind of.
He also has his own podcast, much like
so,
ours. But
I mean,
oh heck yeah, nice.
One of the ways that we can help get the music out there, right?
Yeah,
because that's kind of the whole idea behind this podcast. Not only to promote our Funky Moose Records business, but also to support artists, because that's one of the reasons I set up Funky Moose Records.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you we'll get you in touch with Joe, and then you can do whatever you need with Joe.
That would be awesome. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you guys. Yeah.
What do you guys have coming up? I know you're creating the songs, we talked about that and everything, but like, do you guys have anything planned for like the next couple months? Like, let's say COVID doesn't go away and it's not getting any better, because to be real, it probably isn't going anywhere, and it's not going to get any better, right? So
anytime soon.
Like, not anytime soon. What's the plan, you guys, for the next few months here?
One thing I'll say, me, Spencer, and Scott, actually, the FaceTime call that we were talking about at the start, that we're going to jump on after this now, I'm guessing, guys. I've got a really cool idea.
Now. I don't want to.
Yeah, I've got a cool idea that kind of hinges on COVID not going away soon. And that's as much as I think I'll say about that in terms of a release plan. But besides that, I think what you guys are doing, and what a lot of people in the industry have been doing even before COVID, is something that musicians stand to learn from a lot, which is just that online presence. I think we're going to do a lot more live stream ideas, especially in the new year, once we get a little bit more of a solid idea for exactly what that looks like together. But for like the last week, ever since we got sort of more efficient with the writing at home on a computer kind of thing, like, we've been doing Instagram Live a lot for songwriting, which has actually been pretty cool, because like, I tried it one night just to see if it sort of works, and I was just sort of like asking people like what idea they think is good or bad, or like what to do, and I like put together a little like demo just off of doing that, and it's actually pretty cool. So I thought that was neat. And then I jumped on a friend's live stream to do a jam one night, and then just yesterday did one more, just now that I sort of know how it works. And like on Instagram, I think we had like maybe 25 or 30 people joining in and watching that, which is just really neat. But I think it's also a testament to just how desperate we are right now, everybody, for something that looks like going to a show and talking to people that play music that you're interested in. But yeah, just given the fact that I kind of agree with you guys, I don't think that this situation is going to change all that drastically anytime soon. It's going to be just shifting focus online a lot more. And when we were touring and playing a lot of live shows, we put a lot of importance and a lot of emphasis on putting on the best show possible. So for that reason, I think like we're just kind of trying to hold ourselves to that same standard, but translate it to more of an online market. And I'm hoping that in the next month and a half or so, we can start putting that out in front of people into something tangible and show you what that actually looks like. But a lot more live streaming and a lot more video content essentially is our loose plan moving forward.
Sweet.
Do the other guys agree with that, or was that your plan? And
They
No, I disagree entirely, actually.
What do you think?
I hate that plan.
Let's hit the road.
Let's go to Wuhan.
Yeah.
yeah, apparently there are no cases there now.
Yeah, let's play a show there. Why not?
Where is that? I don't know.
China.
Southeast China. You know what China is?
Yeah.
It's that big country under Russia.
Is that where China is?
I was gonna say, you guys remember Tom Green, right?
Of course.
Like the red and green show?
No. No.
Tom Green.
I went out on a limb and I fell.
It was a short one. Put it back in your shirt.
He's been for the last, like, I follow him on Instagram too, man, and I swear the last like week or 2 weeks, he's like lived on Instagram Live. Like from the morning, from the time he wakes up, it's like an Instagram Live, and it'll go for hours.
Really?
Oh man, it's been crazy. My phone goes off like 2-3 times a day that he's going live, and he goes for hours. He's like touring the States in a van right now. And he's got like his dog and a cowboy hat, and he's like going to the Grand Canyon, and he's going around, and he's just on Instagram Live, and he's like making music and doing all kinds of stuff. It's not weird.
Phone bill must be out through the roof.
I don't know.
He's Tom fucking Green.
Yeah,
he doesn't care about his phone bill.
Yeah, he can
That's
afford it.
Yeah, that rap duo from the 90s, that's paying the bills. But no, he's
Check
amazing.
the OR, right?
That's right. That's what it's called. I was trying to remember it the whole time you were talking about that.
Yeah. Check the OR. Like it's-
Lo and behold, Tom Green is the reason why COVID exists. Oh,
He's actually spreading it city to city. But yeah, like that kind of idea is, I don't know. It's something that it seems like for some reason, the music industry alone has been like kind of behind the curve on. But there's a lot of up and coming artists that have done an amazing job of capitalizing on it. Like Broken Love is one of my favorite new Canadian artists. And
where are they from? Because I've heard them, but
from Toronto. And they've been doing a great job from the beginning of jumping on the live stream wagon. But I sort of never paid it much mind. And then just a few days ago, when I first tried some of this live stuff, shortly after like I hopped on, I went on one of his and just saw that like he gets, thousands of viewers and I can just recall when it wasn't that way, but he's done such a good job of keeping that up consistently. And so someone like him is still killing it in the COVID age, because I think that the people that really dig what he does, they come to expect that, right? It's like, oh, he's gonna go live later, I'm gonna join in, get to actually like talk with him and watch him play, watch him write and do what he does. I think that I don't know, in the music industry it seems like people wrote off how much their audiences like that kind of thing for a really long time. And then only now, I just heard the other day about some people on Twitch, on that platform, getting kind of worried about like copyright strikes, because, like on Twitch, they play video games all day and stuff, and they have music play in the background, and it's like, whatever, like nobody's ever cared about it. But now there's all these musicians coming onto the app, and I guess their labels and the bots that their labels make/hire to find music to copyright strike have been following them. And
Like at the end of YouTube videos.
Yeah.
What's that?
Like at the end of YouTube videos.
Exactly like that, Joel.
What about them?
Yeah.
Yeah, what about tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, fuck YouTube.
But yeah, like it's just I don't know, it comes across to me as like a testament to just how much a lot of the music industry hasn't been looking that way for a really long time. And so that's something that we're doing and we've been talking about for a while and getting together behind the scenes so that we can sort of just drop it on everybody and start doing. And I think that that's something that we're going to see a lot more of from every musician soon.
Right. Well, John Angus from The Trues does something on Instagram every Wednesday night at 7. He's like I tuned into it once a couple weeks ago, and it seems like he's making like a Spotify playlist kind of thing. So he's on for like half an hour. He's like engaging with other people and just talking about like older music or the music that he likes and creating this playlist. I thought that was an interesting idea.
Oh, super cool.
Yeah. I forget what he calls it, but it's on Wednesday nights is when he does it. So if you follow The Trues on Instagram, you'll catch it. But just made me think of that, like,
yeah, I'm going to have to keep up
more
on
of
that.
it. Yeah. But yeah, cool. Cool beans.
Cool beans. Love COVID.
Yeah.
You guys hear "Fuck You, COVID" from what is it, Amy Gabba and Almost Famous?
No.
I haven't heard of it.
Oh my god, dude! I've had that song on like a fucking loop for a week. It came out
sweet.
Saturday.
I'm gonna add that one to my note here. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. There's been, one thing I'll say, there's been a lot of really, really cool songs to come out of everybody's collective outrage at this whole situation being put into music.
Right?
The new Bring Me the Horizon, I keep championing. They have this song Parasite Eve that I just think is like sums it all up really succinctly.
I don't know. Yes, it's good for, having a topic to write about, but I also think that it like maybe not right away, maybe not now, but eventually it'll start being like, okay, we get it. You have a song about COVID. Let's move on.
True. Very true.
Yes, but what's right now, like I'm not really too familiar with how many, I guess, let's say songs that are out there about COVID right now. So like when I heard that one from Amy, it fucking blew my mind. I was like, yes, this is like, it's like like I said, I've had it on a loop, right? So it hit me good. And what I love about it in like my lifetime, how music, I can't get my thoughts together here, you guys.
Blink-182 has one too.
Do they?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is that like we all know how music is like a stamp in our life, right? Like we love the music that we grew up with, and when we hear it, it reminds us of the past, whatever, right? And that's how I feel about this song. Like I'm 38 years old, heard this song, fuck you. It just came out on Saturday. And like, I am never going to forget this song. Like to me, this is the COVID song. This is
because
the
it says in the lyrics, "Fuck you, COVID."
Oh, I love it. It's just so fucking
That's
brilliant.
a cool way to do it, though. Yeah.
COVID.
I love it. And that's how I see it. Like I'm going to be 80 years old and I'll be like, I remember in 2020. And if you want to know how life was, listen to that fucking song. And like, oh man, it's perfect.
But that's the cool thing about like the online age that we're in is like you, as an artist too, like you get to put those stamps out, as you put it, on people's memories and lives in real time, and really, I mean, we're all feeling the same sort of things at the same times, right? Especially right now, and it's like, I don't know, it's cool to hear it from artists, especially because it's people that I look up to a lot, and it's like, oh yeah, like they're feeling really frustrated and lost right now too, and I always thought of these people as, infallible. So it's cool to see that everybody's in this together, and it really drives that home, I think.
Yeah, I agreed. For sure.
I somewhat agree. Yeah.
You somewhat agree. You got a hot take? Do you got a hot take for us right now?
Like I said, I mean, eventually these songs will all be about the same thing, and like I said, yeah, it'll be like, yeah, okay, I get it.
Oh, you're just sick of it already.
Maybe.
It's like how 99.999% of songs are all about love.
Yeah, and if you listen to country music, it's all about blue jeans, half-ton trucks, boots, and blonde-haired, blue-eyed girls.
Except Florida Georgia line, they are just
Right. Okay.
I actually had a deep dive into Corb Lund earlier this year.
Yeah,
Which
but
he's probably pretty popular out there.
But Corb Lund is not Florida Georgia line.
It's true. He's much
nobody is. Except for Florida Georgia line.
Let's move on.
We're going to have a real interesting talk with Dale after this one. Now that we know where you stand on a lot of things.
Oh, we get another band member fired.
Yeah.
Did that last week too, or 2 weeks ago.
You did that? You guys got that done?
We're starting a trend.
Yeah.
Our secret agenda is to break up all the bands.
It's working.
Yeah.
Break up all the bands and start a new band when there's no more bands to compete with.
Oh, it seems like the ultimate business plan.
Yeah, because that's really good for selling records if bands break up.
Yeah.
And
if you have a record to make, it could be.
Right on. So I don't know. I think, well, I guess the next question to ask you guys, I think we're going to shut this down here, but where would you guys suggest like people find you guys? Like, where do you want to direct them to find your stuff?
We're on every platform, but definitely check out YouTube because all of the second take sessions are now released there. So you can see it's sort of like a remix album, but played live off the floor that we put out. And check us out on Spotify. Follow us there because we'll be having new music out in the new year and hopefully as quickly as possible. And follow along on Instagram where we're going to be live a lot more and you'll see more of the developments of what we're going to be up to and what we're releasing on there probably before you'll see it anywhere else.
Very cool.
Right on. With that, I think we'll shut it down, but you guys stay on for a little bit, okay?
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Will do. Thank you guys.
See you guys next week.
It's been the coolest Friday I've had in a long time.